represent the views of the advertisers, management, staff, or ownership of WCTC.
No time to call Jersey Central? Join the conversation online and be a part of WCTC's real-time talk. Like 1450 WCTC on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at 1450 WCTC. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
Think we could listen to the radio or something?
On the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
7:08, it's hour number 2 of Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. Well, propane, believe it or not, is fueling school buses at more than 400 school districts around the country and has been in substantial growth mode for the past several years. Joining me right now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker hotline is Roy Willis. He's the president and CEO for the Propane Education and Research Council, with some good information about the role that propane has in our communities. Roy, good morning. It's Bert Barron. Welcome to WCTC. How are you?
Bert, I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. Glad to have you here. I know we only have you for a couple of moments here, but alternative fuel resources like propane, why is that so important for the energy needs of our country in the future?
Well, all the propane that we use here in the United States is produced right here, so it's a 100% domestic fuel. It is an excellent displacement for either gasoline or diesel in engines, and that tends to reduce cost of not only the fuel but also maintenance of the engines, because propane burns so much cleaner. And what we're seeing in school buses, there's a lot of emphasis by school districts to reduce the pollutants that you get from diesel exhaust, which the World Health Organization says is not good for our little children's lungs. So school districts around the country are aggressively moving to replace their old diesel buses. The average bus in our country is almost 10 years old now, and most of them don't meet today's emission standards. So propane has benefited because we offer a low-cost option to reduce pollutants and to actually reduce the noise levels inside of buses, which benefits drivers because they can hear what's going on not only inside the bus but next to the bus as well outside.
And sure, if I'm riding on that bus and I got my iPod, I want to hear my tunes. I don't want to have a lot of
You definitely want to listen to talk radio in central New Jersey.
Boy, you're right about that. Very well said. That's true. Any significant safety concerns about using the propane? I'm thinking that's maybe even safer than what we're using now.
Oh, absolutely. Safety is built into these buses. The fuel tanks are like 20 times more puncture resistant than the typical gasoline or diesel tank. So you build safety into these buses, and again, the real safety benefit is the driver being able to hear what's going on in the bus and around the bus. That's a surprising safety benefit that a lot of people don't think of. Of course, now we've gotten some complaints about the quietness of the buses, but with moms telling me they wait until they hear the bus in the neighborhood to send their children out to the bus stop, and sometimes they don't hear the propane bus until it's right there at the stop.
Just kind of sneaks up on you, right? Because it's so quiet.
Exactly.
Right. Very good. Before we wrap up, I got to just bring up the topic of environmental concerns, and you hear about fracking, and you hear about how natural gases and other things are harvested in the United States, and there are concerns about that. Give me the take from your perspective about why it's not as bad as maybe people make it out to be.
Well, propane, first of all, is not a greenhouse gas.
Mm-hmm.
It has reduced emissions compared to gasoline and diesel fuel. That's a real benefit from an economic perspective. Propane can also be made by renewable resources. Economically, that doesn't make sense right now. We can use the domestic propane that we produce here in the United States, but ultimately we want to be on a path so that we can have a renewable fuel source, and propane certainly offers that to us right now. So lots of economic and environmental benefits are using propane today.
Good stuff. So if propane is not fueling the buses in New Jersey, it will be very soon. So where can people go for more information?
We got 29 of them there now.
29? That's what our count is up to?
Yes, indeed, and we're growing every day.
Good stuff, Roy. Where can someone go for more info?
Go to propane.com, click on clean school buses, and you'll find lots of information about the reasons that school districts across the country are switching to propane.
Excellent. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate a couple minutes we got to spend this morning, Roy, okay? Take care.
Thank you, Bert. Good luck.
All right, thank you. All right, there he goes. He is Roy Willis. He is from the Propane Education and Research Council. He's the president and CEO. And if you're saying, well, it's safer, it's quieter, it's better for the environment, maybe that's the way to go. Like a stealth bus, right? Doesn't make any noise. 732-545-9282.